What's going on, everybody? This is Temperature Check. I am your host, as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. How y'all doing? Before we get started with today's content, I must do what I always do anytime you see me on your screen, and that's thank you guys for the likes, comments, shares, most importantly, those subscriptions. So whether you be a day one fan or someone who just started rocking with the channel today, man, I greatly appreciate it. And if you're loving what I got going on my channel, you want to see more of me, man? It's quite simple. Hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Twitter, man. Mr. Check the Temperature on both of them platforms. But before we get started in today's content, man, I got to let you know the pre-orders are doing well. If you want to be one of the first ones to have a temperature hat or a temperature hoodie, man, hit me up in the comment section. Hit me up in my social media platforms. Again, Twitter and Instagram, Mr. Check the Temperature. It's just that simple. But let's talk some sports, man. Let's talk NFL Divisional round. You know, my picks last week, they didn't do too good, but the one I needed, I got, so I don't care. But we about to really break down these matchups for this weekend. And we're going to talk about the first one. Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field against the LA Rams. This is a very, very interesting matchup. A very, very interesting matchup for one reason. Aaron Rodgers hasn't had a home playoff game in a very, very long time. Very, very long time. When they went to the Super Bowl, they went as a wild card. All road games. He has dreamed of this moment to be the number one seed in the NFC, to have that week rest, which is much needed. He doesn't have any lagging injuries that we know of going into the playoffs. And he's in Lambeau Field, and we know how cold it can be in Lambeau Field. Now, I will say I looked at the temperature for this game. It looks like it's going to be about 32 degrees, with the high being 32, with 25% chance of rain. That's going to be very interesting and very difficult to deal with if you are the LA Rams. And that's if you were healthy, that would be a difficult situation to deal with. But they're not healthy, and we all know this. They have some big, big injuries at some major positions that we need to talk about. First and foremost, Jared Goff is still recovering from thumb surgery. 3 pins in his thumb. He had to come in last week against the Seahawks in an emergency situation after John Warford had that serious neck stinger that he sustained. Did you see how big his thumb was? You know it's swollen. Again, he's just coming off surgery. That is a concern for me. Anyone who's had surgery knows when it's cold, wherever you had that surgery at, it gets very hard for the mobility, especially if you're still recovering from the surgery that you had. I think the cold will definitely have an effect on Jared Goff's ability to throw the ball. Just gripping the ball is going to be a challenge for him. The second, and that's 1A. 1B is Aaron Donald. Cracked ribs for a D lineman, that's pretty much a death sentence. Just to do this, to swim, you can't those are fast twitch muscles being used. In order to freely move as a football player, especially on the D-line or offensive line on the side of the ball, you cannot be worried about any type of injuries. And it's hard to breathe if you've had broken or cracked ribs. It makes it very difficult to breathe. And you're talking about offensive linemen that know that you're hurting. You think they're not going to be punching at those ribs? You don't think he's going to get a little temperature check to the chest? I'm very concerned about Aaron Donald being able to be a factor in this game. Do I think he'll play? Yes, I think he'll play. But I don't know how effective he's going to be able to be, knowing that he is going to be limited, or there will be limitations on the explosiveness and the mobility that we tend to see from Aaron Donald. Third injury, Jesus. The third injury we need to talk about is Cooper Kupp. He has a knee injury. He has bursitis. Like, the Rams they might be in trouble, but they're still an explosive offense with a very, very underrated defense. And you know I like my matchups. And if you know anything about me, I was a defensive back in college, and I played arena ball at defensive back. So you know one of the key matchups I'm looking at. Yes, Davante Adams versus Jalen Ramsey. Now, when you think about Jalen Ramsey from the corner position, what do I think about him? I think about somebody who loves to play press coverage, who is very aggressive on the run. He is not afraid to stick his nose in there and help on those run stops. He is not. And he's not one of those corners that's going to be an ankle biter either. He meeting their running back face to face. He is putting his helmet in their running back's chest, and he is driving his legs through the contact, through the collision. He was able to do very well against DK Metcalf. Now, of course, DK Metcalf gonna do what DK Metcalf does, but they kind of bottled him in. You know, obviously they made it to the next round, so that's all that matters. But when you think about DK Metcalf, he's a bigger receiver. He wants that physicality. Davante Adams is a different beast. Davante Adams is not somebody that's going to be able to be stationary. They're not going to just keep him stationary, keep him on one side. They're going to put Davante Adams in the slot. You're going to watch him run back and forth, seeing if they're going to be in zone or they're going to be reading man. You're going to see him in the slot. You're going to see him get reverses. You're going to see him get wide receiver screens. You're going to see them throw the ball to him. He is a switch Army knife at the receiver spot, arguably one of the best receivers in the game right now. But he's going up against Jalen Ramsey. And Jalen, I do not like this matchup for you. I do not like this matchup for you. I don't. I think that you gamble too much. You are a gambler. As a corner, you got to gamble. You got to have confidence. But this one is not the one to play with. Aaron Rodgers, he's my NFL MVP. He is chomping at the bit. Aaron Rodgers, this is your time. You have no excuses. All excuses are alleviated now. You have a defense. You have weapons. You have a run game. All the things you need, the pieces of the puzzle, are leading you to Tampa Bay, leading you to the Super Bowl. All you got to do is finish the mission. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Who do y'all have winning? Again, I think this is going to be a great battle. I think this is going to be a phenomenal matchup. It's a divisional round, baby. We're just one step closer to Super Bowl Sunday. Y'all let me know who y'all got winning. Do y'all have Green Bay? Are y'all taking the running game and Aaron Rodgers and the weapons that he has? Or are you going to take the uncertainty of the LA Rams? Because we don't know how effective Cooper Cobb is going to be. We don't know how effective Aaron Donald's going to be. We don't know how effective Jared Goff is going to be. Hell, we don't even know if his backup is going to be ready. It's a lot of questions on that side of the football. Y'all let me know who y'all got, man. But this is Temperature Check. I am your host as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Like always, we're just getting started.